The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
Eric's Family Barbecue has arrived and is simply the best barbecue in Arizona. Come satisfy your taste buds with meats that are smoked over mesquite wood and sides that are made with fresh ingredients and tons of love. They have the best, juiciest brisket, pulled pork, rib sausage, turkey, or everyone's favorite, the Pitmaster Sampler that includes all the meat and 4 sides. Mac and cheese, potato salad, coleslaw, corn, or beans. Yum! And for dessert, try some creamy banana pudding. Amazing! Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip. You won't be sorry. Dine in or take it to go. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more info.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
The old method of treatment for a person in this condition was to throw him in jail.
98.
Good morning, everybody. Hello there. Welcome to the Morning Sickness. My name is John Holmberg. There's Brady Bogan. There's Brett Festley. There's Big Dick Toledo. We're off and running. It's 5:45. We're back live in the studio once again after a lovely vacation that went on and on. Never seemed to end because of the drinking and the Suns and the Suns and the drinking and the Suns. And for somehow or another, in the middle of that, the Diamondbacks showed up in my life for a day. I was at a Diamondback. I went to look.
You must have been drunk. There's some time.
There was time spent drinking. Game 1. When was that? Like a Tuesday?
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was Tuesday. Yeah.
So there's a great Game 1 story I'll save for a little later because it got strange for about 3 days because of this one incident. So for like 3 days, there was wild uncomfort living inside me that I haven't felt in a long time. Like, I got to do something about this. Like, you know, you felt like you've someone's home down or things just, I'll just tell you, it wasn't comfortable. So day 1, go down to the H&H Ranch downtown, have a party at this apartment that Doug Hopkins and I are currently sharing down at the thing for Suns games.
You're on the list right now.
Bosom buddies. Right. We're palling around down here. I'm throwing we're 50-50 in this place as best we can. And we had 20 people in there. My buddy had a suite. We bought a suite for Game 1. And then there's the Toledo story also. There's a lot to talk about because Toledo, one guy I was worried about in the whole thing. So I had to play ticket broker the whole way. I throw the offer to you.
Yeah.
Let's get Brett's thoughts on this real quick before I throw Toledo all the way under the bus. I offered you guys, because I'm not giving you $2,000 tickets.
Right.
We're not that close.
Yeah, of course.
We're just not that close. So the tickets I had 10 to sell. We had 22 tickets for the suite. And it wasn't cheap.
You're on the line for 10.
I'm on the line for selling 10. Doug's going to sell his 10. We split the suite. Everything's going well, selling away. I offer you guys the discounted fee of the tickets, and you said no.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep.
Did you gauge that anyone said yes to that through our...
I thought Toledo did.
Okay. That's what I
thought Toledo said yes because he was going to sell his.
So we haven't talked to him.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. No, not at all.
So did you think, Brady, that Toledo had said, give me one of those?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
For the record, I did say that I wanted one of those.
Right, okay. I'm just straightening it all out. Hold on. Just straighten it all out. So I get rid of these tickets fast. I got my buddy Max is like, I got 6 friends that are, I'm like, this is easy. I got a couple other people. I'm thinking about getting fun people. I called my buddy Whitlatch. I haven't talked to him in forever. I'm like, he's a Suns fan. We've been talking Suns a little. He'd be fun to have up there. He's digging around, see if he's got somebody want to go and all this other. So I got Toledo. Even on my list, I'm like, confirmed. In parentheses. I put it in parentheses. Confirmed, 1. And this and that. And then I'm like, why is Toledo going to buy a ticket? He's in Montana. He said he wanted to sell them. All right, good. And I actually wrote down, because you said, could I sell it? I said, absolutely. You're buying the ticket. You'd be a dick if I gave you the ticket and you sold it, but if you're buying it, you can sell it.
And that's where the confusion comes in. Because I said, as long as I can sell mine, that payment will cover buying yours.
Let's go to the tape.
Well, it was funny because I was up with Medea in Jerome on Tuesday, and I was texting back and forth with Brady, and I'm like, wait a minute, how is Toledo going to the game? He's on the Great American U-turn.
So we were all on,
and we were trying to figure it out.
So I said to Megan right before, I said, I got them all. Are they all sold? Because she was like, she got to be Jewish accountant on the whole.
You're going to go broke. I had a Jewish accountant with me on the trip.
I had no idea what and then it goes into last night where I'm on the phone with Hopkins, who may or may not have been continued party for another reason. One of his, I don't know if he wants people to know, but he had a big family party last night for something. It was a big party and the Suns game. So at the end of the game, I'm like, there's a game 5. We get in a suite again, and I just look over and I see the Jewish accountant shaking her head. We did fine. It didn't cost, the full shebang. We got rid of the ticket. Nobody's going to want that. I'm like, everybody's going to want this. So anyway, I've got that. I turn to the Jewish accountant and I say, yeah, they're all sold, but I'm going to hear from one of them before day's out. And this is the day before game 1.
Oh.
And I'm like, Toledo.
Oh, God.
All right. There we go. So I get the tickets. They're digital. Fire them off to the people on the confirmed list. Hit one to Toledo. Put the price on there. This much money, please. Thank you. And then I get the text from all the way from the big sky.
A while later, because we were out. I was like,
a few hours later, and I hadn't heard yet.
Sphincter goes a little tight. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on a tick.
On vacation, we're making it rain to begin with.
And I get the thing back. Said, I thought we were talking about game 2. I'm like, no, sir. No chat of game 2. That'll be cha-ching, please.
Hey,
I'm going to go ahead.
You don't want me to come down there, do you?
Now, in fairness to Toledo, because he's never paid that Hooters bill or any of the fantasy football stuff, I knew deep down this was going to be a scramble, so I had backups just in case. Couple. Fires off. Well, if you're on the hook for it, I'm like, I'm on the hook for it, but if you don't want it anymore, I thought I got to sell my game 2s. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
What kind of shell game?
This is a simple. Do you want it or not? Yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and I'm going to have to say no to that. I'm going to say no to that. Okay, great. It's like 4 hours to game time. Thanks. I got this. So, so there's that. But then, that story short, that ticket ends up in good hands. It's okay. Anyway, the best one of all of them, Chris Kelly. Chris Kelly not only got into the thing like immediately, like the money the second the digital transfer happened, whoosh, I get an Apple Pay from Kelly. Like immediately, like boom, boom. I'm like, that's how this goes. My boy Max shows up at the H&H Ranch with $10,000 cash. I'm like, no, this is a bad idea. You just keep it here. I'm like, terrible. What am I supposed to do with this? Walk around with it? No, this is a terrible idea, but thank you. And I took it and I put it in a safe.
You're broker.
Well, yeah, he sold them.
Maybe you got a safe at the H&H Ranch?
No, but for a little while there, that mattress was working hard.
Right.
So we're down at the H&H Ranch. Trip shows up. Everybody's like, "Hey, you're Trip Reed." Blah, blah. The best thing happens. My buddy Mark, who I've known forever, comes over and he goes, "He's on vacation again." How many weeks does the guy get, Trip? And Trip looks him in the eye, and only like Trip could do. Like, they don't know him like we do. And he looks right at this group of people, and they're all kind of like laughing. And I'm on as many weeks as he wants.
Yes.
I'm like, you're goddamn right. So we get back up to the H&H Ranch. We hit the game. The game's insane. Suns go crazy. Off to Copper Blues afterwards. More drinking. Tuesday night, just bombing the Copper Blues. Kevin Ray's there. We got broadcasters. It's great. TV stuff. Doug Hopkins, his whole group's there. This is great. Go back to the thing. Everybody kind of disperses. Sleep the drunk off at the thing. Next morning, I wake up to topless Doug Hopkins again, but he didn't wake me this time. He just walks around the place with no shirt on. He does that a lot. He likes that. I wandered around. Hey, I got a 3:30 appointment. What do you got going on today? I'm like, nothing. I'm on vacation. I'm feeling a little dopey. Let's get some breakfast. I'm like, all right. We go breakfast at about 9. Breakfast was 3 Bloody Marys and a Greyhound or something. We're crushing that. Let's day drink. Like, oh, all right. 7, 8, 9, 10 places later. We're one at a time at each place. So Diamondbacks are an hour. Want to go to that? I'm like, yeah, I do. And then so we go over to the Diamondbacks game. He gets into the great seats. We meet Suns and 4 guy, which has got to end. Please end this immediately.
Yeah, I saw that.
He has to think that, too.
Blaster. He is. So I wandered up to Suns and Doug's like, "Do you want to meet him?" I'm like, no, I don't care about Suns and 4 guy at all. Let's go over there. And I'm like, he's going to think we want to interview him and wander over. And he's like, "Hey, Suns and 4 guy," we get a picture with him. I'm twisted like a cartoon at that point. And so I said, he said, "So what do you guys do?" I'm like, "I do a radio show." And he goes, "So you want to interview me?" And I'm like, "No, not at all." I'm like, no, you're good. And he goes, "Who are you with?" And I'm like, he goes, "We've done a lot of big shows." I'm like, "You haven't done ours, so You've done some shows.
Nice.
And he goes, "Are you like the number one show?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're the kings." And I'm just being a dick.
Right.
And he goes, "What are you, the J. Johns? The J. Johns?" And I'm like, "Have you been on the J. John show?" Because I like it J. John now. I never even put that together. They're named after Porta John. I'm like, "Yeah, you did the J. John. Yeah, we did that one. That's. They said that they were the." I'm like, "No, they're not. They lose to like Mexican stations, and don't worry about that." And so he was nice though. Sons and Forgo was nice. And we ended up drinking after the game a little bit. The Diamondbacks game. Because Studley, the producer, I text him. I'm like, "How do you do this every day? This is miserable."
Yeah.
And how did anybody hear Bob Brenly say anything uncomfortable?
Yeah.
There's nobody watching. It's the Rockies and Diamondbacks. Terrible. We hang out with Hopkins' parents are there, and they're like a perfectly cast old couple from a TV sitcom. They were awesome. And then I text Studley. 4,500 people were in the building. Because I'm like, "What's the attendance?" We're guessing 7, 8. 4,500 people.
Did they announce that?
That's the announced.
No. The announce was 77.
77.
4,500 at the door.
Wow.
It was a ghost
77
town.
sold, 4,500 just showed up.
Echo.
Yeah, I've been in that building when the Marlins come to town. It makes tons of sense to me that nobody goes to a bad Diamondbacks Marlins game.
You went on Marlins game on purpose?
Well, Brady threw out that pitch of that Marlins game again. Right. Lucky for him, no one goes to that
Play
game.
of the game.
Yeah, well, because there was
That's
no
how
other
hot
reason.
that was.
It was brutally empty. Crazy. So then I go back, go to sleep again, wake up, and just walk home. just took the 8 miles back. Hopped on my bike, got home, ran one errand, hopped on a bike, and went back for game 2. Started the whole goddamn thing over again that day. So I was there from
less than a day
Tuesday,
in between.
All day Wednesday, wake up Thursday, get on the bike, walk home, get on the bike, go back, start the whole process over again. It was craziness.
You had tickets to game 2, or did you buy Toledo's tickets that he was trying to
game
hawk?
2, Toledo wanted 4.
Yeah, Toledo's like, "Dude, you're getting that suite again. I'm in for 10. I'm in for 10.
Still in Montana, but
I'm going to hawk them up here in Montana." So game 2 rolls around, and I've got what I think are tickets, but they're invalid. Those were goof tickets that the Suns accidentally sent to us. And I'm like, "Give these a run." They say game 2, but they didn't go. We figured that would happen. So I get on a ticket thing at about 4:30, buy 2 tickets, $4,000, 2 tickets, right? They're good seats, but we're pushing some prices around. I hit the button, I hit confirm. Before I can even see the page disappear, my bank comes up and says, you've been charged.
$4,000.
Boom. My finger was still in push button form. Bink. As it's pulling away from the phone, you've been charged this much money for your account. I'm like, all right, that makes sense. It's through already. And then the ticket place says, "We'll process the order." I had to do a verification paper, take a picture of my driver's license.
Took your money, right?
All that. Well, they took my money.
Fingerprint.
8 o'clock, they text and tell me. We're an hour and a half into the game. I'm fuming. We're not in. We're watching at the H&H Ranch. Me and Max and Craig Gasso, of course, snuck in too. I don't know how he got in there. So we're all in this thing, and at 8 o'clock, they're like, "Sorry about that. The sellers just notified us that they sold the tickets prior to." And I'm like, isn't that the whole point of this computer system? Is that there are no more human errors when it comes to
updated?
Yeah, that you're supposed to constantly, well, maybe they sold it on another site. And I'm like, well, then I want my effing money as hastily as you took it, put back into my account like, no, it's a 4-day process. I'm like, no, it isn't. No. It's a 1-day. You dig into your pockets then. Yeah. It's a one. And I wrote them this. And it's Vivid Seats, by the way.
Oh, the thing that you showed me on that.
They were horrible.
As you bought the tickets, and there's $1,000 fee.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like, it was like, well, they hit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was the tickets. Wow. The tickets were because there was like $890 in fees. For each ticket was like $300 or $400 in fees. It's crazy. Craziness. So we didn't get to go to game 2, but we hung out down there.
Well, the Suns do a nice job of double dipping because reselling my tickets, I lost $20 on the whole deal.
Good for you. That's good business. That's a Toledo move. That's a Toledo move. The only guy who lost money on final ticket.
Had to panic.
I have never heard that.
They weren't selling. They were not selling.
You priced them higher than face.
Yes.
And sold them for less than face. To lose 10.
No, you got screwed up fees, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So well, they were priced higher than face, but they tell you how much they're taking out.
Yeah.
And so they got, $85 the first time I bought them. Yeah. And then they got another $90 the second time.
But it's not the Suns. The Suns maybe on the first one.
Ticketmaster.
They kill you because they get the seller and the buyer on fees. They double end that. It's brutal, man. But you know what? At this point, I'm selling whatever I can sell. Plasma, Well, I'm getting into these games. It's too much fun. Although I didn't
especially
get to it's
closeout.
It's Game 5. The Suns win this next one. Last night, I almost wanted that to happen because Game 5 Saturday night in Phoenix last night was nuts. And they weren't even here. The watch party had 14,000, 15,000 people.
And can you see that from the H&H Ranch?
Oh, you can see it from the H&H Ranch. Yeah, it's like right out the window. We're staring right at it.
So they're doing the Suns one, and then the Diamondbacks are opening their stadium and do a watch.
Yeah, you can watch the Chase.
Oh, no kidding. So you can scooch it over there. So they want.
So somebody will be in that stadium?
So that's pretty smart. Because that's our deer crossing.
More people will be there for the game that's not happening live than when the Diamondbacks are playing live.
Oh, man, by a lot.
But how amazing is Wednesday night going to be? Because you got the WNBA All-Star game before.
At 4 p.m. Western, which I think is amazing.
In the same building?
No,
it's on.
But it's on ESPN because it has to be. Because it has to be.
It's on the Ocho.
The best part of that is going to be, I wish there was an Ocho because it would have to get shoved down on it. But they've got a contract on a national stage for their, again, keep in mind, the WNBA All-Star Game is the proud league that once started their All-Star Game in Las Vegas with the opening tip, and the girls ran the wrong direction, didn't know what to do, started to go the other way. The referees had to stop the All-Star Game. The best this league has to offer had to stop the All-Star Game and go, let's start this whole thing over. You ladies don't know which way to go. They went the wrong way on the opening tip, and then were so confused that the refs were like, is that a backcourt? I don't even know what this is. Is this a backcourt violation or how did?
Not sure.
I think it's over and back. Let's just start over. Let's just start the All-Star Game of the best and brightest the WNBA has to offer over. And now it's on at 4 p.m., and it's going to bookend this outstanding series between two really quality teams. But I wanted that. I actually, if I was a betting man last night, I'd have put it on the Bucks. They were a 4-point favorite. They'd covered by 8. I figured they had this. I didn't realize they were going to wax them by 20. I thought for a while the Suns are going to beat them.
Off-shooting night.
I mean, they just, Booker's not going to go 3 for 14 again, and this is a good thing. And plus, it gets them out of that sweet mindset, which is always so dangerous. It keeps you from playing game to game. So
and all the pressure's polling by the coach. Hey, let's just for Booker.
Oh, it was great, smart. Because had he had a 5 for 25 night, that
frustrated.
Kobe Bryant had a 5 for 28 night once early in his career. I mean, Devin's much more mature than that, and they were like, he's going to be a guy who constantly shoots. So this might, and it messed him up for a couple of series. But it's okay. That was a smart move by Monty. He's a great coach. I really like Monty. But yeah, it's good. Bring this thing home. Now, the key's going to be winning Wednesday. If they don't win Wednesday, you got a whole different bag of beans in your hands because now there's Game 7. You hope. Because the way the Bucks played last night, that's that team that you keep. But again, that's what they've done their entire playoff run. They have these games where you're like, who is this team? And if they can be consistently what they were last night, you're not beating that. I don't care who you are. Giannis is unstoppable when he's got 2 guards behind him putting up 20. Can't happen. Good series. Lots of fun. But, yeah, the Diamondbacks, not so much. That was if it wasn't for Suns in 4 game, there would be 0 highlights of that Diamondbacks.
They bring him out.
4,500
He didn't go. He just sat. He was just there.
Oh,
it wasn't like
maybe I thought he was throwing out the first pitch or something.
And by the way, he had his whole section to himself. And every once in a while, people are sneaking up to him like he's Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Are you, can I buy Suns and 4 guy? He's like, yeah, I'm Suns and 4 guy. I mean, you can hear the conversation in the whole stadium. You can be like,
it is wild how much that carries.
Can we get a picture with you? Yeah, Suns and 4. That's what you hear like every 5 minutes. Suns and 4 guy.
Fans,
he seemed like a
quiet in the stand.
Yeah.
There's a ball game.
You're disturbing the players.
Quiet, s'il vous plaît. Quiet, s'il vous plaît. It's like tennis now. It was just weird. But that whole thing got so strange. So strange. And in just moments, I'll finish the story with one of the most embarrassing texts I've ever sent anywhere in my life at any given time. You might have butt dials.
Does it involve a picture?
No.
Damn it.
Thank God. And it would not have. It was awful. Just awful. And drunk texts, you may have nothing on me now.
Oh, no.
Always remember that when you've had a drunk text in your life. You're like, I should have never texted her. You have nothing on what I did Tuesday to change the scope of your entire day Wednesday. Because all day Wednesday was a scramble. because of one text. A nightmare. Oh, it was not good.
I've sent some brutal text messages drunk, so I wait to hear this one.
Yeah, well, you sent. Everybody sent a few. Like,
so far, in the clubhouse for you is the text to Dan. In my opinion, about maybe
about my Aunt Joan. And well, that's not my fault though. That was the phone correcting the word aunt to the C word because I say
what?
Yeah, I call my Aunt Joan C word Joan like over and over in a text. Because aunt and the C word are the same word, save for an A and a C.
And
I use the C word so much that my phone's like, he doesn't mean this. So it corrected the word aunt over and over. And my dad's like, we're having Christmas at your aunt's house. I'm like, I'm not going to Aunt Joan's house. I don't want to say aunt's got blah, blah, blah. And like, that's my sister. It's the text I get back. And I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? I went and reread it. And I'm like, oh, geez, Louise. That's pretty rough language. That's all I got back. This one thing said, I don't know if I want to go all the way out there, Queen Creek, and we might do something.
So I'm saying, how do you top that?
Yeah, well, top it.
Okay.
For embarrassment's sake, that's an easy explanation. Sorry, Dad.
Yeah.
You know I say the C word a lot. Oh, geez, your phone fixes it. You got to... It's still my sister. You owe her a apology. All right, 6:05. We'll also find out about Toledo's Great American U-Turn. I don't know what Brett did, but it might be dangerously. and then Brady and I filmed a movie. It was a very, very full vacation. Yeah, we were in a
serious acting,
a B-level. What do they call those? Horror movies.
Horror movie.
I don't know, like a trauma films kind of thing. I don't know what it is, but it was fun, and we were there
in the middle of the H&H Ranch stuff. So
no,
you
at the
were
end,
a little buzz.
We ended it with we're in a movie.
Of course.
It's a weird week.
Like a buddy pick.
Wow. You want to be in a movie? I'm like, yeah, well, what time? It was weird. And I just stood there dressed as a cowboy for like 8 hours. I was. Like a strange
Did you get the uniform from your dad or what?
I could have. I told Brady when we were there and they were putting us in costumes. I'm like, this is stuff my dad would actually wear.
Because the other extras that were showing up.
Yeah.
You got pictures of this?
There's one pic, but we're
not allowed to share them.
Share a ton of details right now because it's.
I don't know any details.
You can't share your wardrobe pic?
Oh yeah.
I'm in a bowler. We can put
look
that
at you.
on. Yeah.
Awesome. Nice.
And Brady's covering barbecue sauce. That was before they cleaned him up. This is Brady how he showed up. He hasn't been in makeup yet. That's not blood. That's BBQ. Anyway, let's get a wake up song. It's good to be home. It's 585-9800. A good one. We'll start our day off proper. It's 98 KUPD. Wake up!
Hey, it's not weird. It's pretty cool, actually. No membership fee.
I have heard enough of this.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.